Cabos. Appreciate you guys for locking in. I rock with you for rock with me. Remember, subscribe is the vibe because your boy's on his way to 4K. We out here. And I can't do that without you guys. So hit that subscribe button for more content because, you know, your boy's consistent, as well as my social media contact in the description case below. Check that joint out if you want to follow me on the gram or on Twitter because your boy get active. All right. So we about to get it in, bro. We all know prison is hell on earth. It just is. Like, prison is probably the worst place ever described to man, to humans, you know. So oftentimes I be feeling bad when bad guys go to jail. Cap. But you know, I'm gonna feel worse when innocent guys go to jail. I ain't gonna front, men and women. Like, if you innocent and you in jail, bro, you got the shit end of the stick. And once you get freed, sue everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm eradicating everybody, bro. If I were to ever get locked up and get sent to jail as an innocent man, I'm gonna do my time, but I'm suing everybody's grandmother out their knitting fits, bro. I'm coming back for whatever. I'm coming back for everything, dog. Here we got a video of innocent convicts reacting to being set free. For once, let's introduce some good news out here.
Richard Jones spent 17 years in jail for a robbery he didn't commit. However, every eyewitness to the crime confirmed him as the suspect. So, the question is, how can Jones be innocent if everyone saw him do it? Well, pay close attention, because there's more to this mystery than first meets the eye.
Nearly 20 years ago, Jones was charged with aggravated robbery in Kansas City, Kansas, after being accused of trying to steal a purse in a parking lot. Jones had provided an alibi, and no physical evidence ever linked him to the crime. The victim told police the suspect was thin to medium build, tan with dark hair pulled back, and out of a photo lineup of 6 mugshots, Jones was identified. That eyewitness
After placing him in a lineup with 6 mugshots, you can't tell nobody but him, bro. It's him and a pair of eyes, bro. Oh, nah.
Jones was identified. That eyewitness testimony landed him behind bars.
No DNA, no physical evidence, and a solid alibi were all overpowered by the victim selecting Richard out of a lineup.
Damn.
It was described as picture perfect. Did you catch it?
Catch what?
Would you believe me if I told you you've seen 2 different people? Believe it.
We are back with a case of mistaken identity that forced a man to spend 17 years behind bars.
And the discovery casting doubt on his guilty verdict.
I believe it was a striking resemblance. It just blew me away. Couldn't let someone else's mistake make me waver in my faith and never make me shy away from what was real and what the truth was, and that was I was innocent, and I knew it.
After 15 years of time served, Jones contacted the Midwest Innocence Project. The Innocence Project helped him find that man, and when they did, people's minds were blown.
During that visit, Mr. Jones actually said to the students, I keep getting mistaken for this guy named Ricky Amos.
The victim was brought back in to point out the suspect, but with Jones and Amos standing next to each other.
Jones and Amos had never met until a hearing last Wednesday when witnesses admitted they couldn't tell the two apart, and the judge ordered Jones released.
Judge recognized that an injustice had been done. Everyone did. The victim did. The original prosecutor.
But I ain't going front though. How my son get sentenced to 15 years for robbing a purse? I ain't missed that part. 15 years for robbing a purse?
Peter did, and came to testify that Richard Jones didn't commit this crime.
They say everybody has a twin, right? To see these 2 men, it's like looking in a mirror, except they never met, though they were both housed in the same prison.
Insane. What are the chances of finding your real-life doppelganger? He has the same legal name as you, and out of all places, he ended up being housed in the same prison as you. Unbelievable.
That's crazy.
It's unbelievable. I didn't see myself being here. It's been 17 years. You know, something I didn't do, but I'm thankful. I'm blessed.
I'm definitely built for the challenge, you know, just living my life, starting over and just doing it right this time.
That's crazy.
Can't even imagine it. spending more than 4 decades in prison as an innocent person convicted of a triple homicide. But for one Missouri man, that has been his reality.
When he entered prison, he could walk. He now relies on a wheelchair.
Had absolutely nothing to do with these murders.
Monday, a judge in Florida posthumously exonerated 4 black men known as the Groveland Four.
Still in disbelief.
This is the moment that he thought might never come for the man at the center of one of the longest wrongful conviction cases in U.S. history. 43 years.
43 years. 43 years. Kevin Strickland has waited 43 years for this day.
So I'm not angry. I'm disgusted.
Dreams broken and moments stolen. Prosecutors turned defenders. Corruption seeping from the highest level.
Nah.
This next case doesn't only break historical records,
to my grave, bro. You're
but
not
will
locking
break
me
your
up.
hearts as well. Kevin Strickland, now 63, was incarcerated in 1979.
Whole life is gone, bro.
At 22 years of age, the state of Missouri charged him with first and second degree murder in a brutal triple homicide. Kevin pleaded his innocence from the beginning, but with an all-white jury, not even 2 direct statements clearing his name was enough.
Strickland even remained in prison while 2 of the 4 actual shooters, Vincent Bell and Kilm Adkins, admitted under oath Strickland had nothing to do with the murders.
The manipulation in this case is evident from the very beginning. Many times over the 43 years, Kevin Strickland was denied retrial, which seems like a common...
Bro, the 2 shooters said this man ain't have nothing to do with it, and they still sentenced him. He still did 4 decades when the people that did the murder said, we don't know this man. He ain't pull up with us. But because the prosecution just wanted to arrest somebody, he ends up doing 4 decades? Come on, bro. Y'all gotta run me the fade, bro.
But this is where the unheard of came into play.
No, I didn't think this day was gonna come. I mean, not before I got this legal team, I didn't.
Jackson County Prosecutor Gene Peters Baker led the team who worked to free Strickland alongside the Midwest Innocence Project.
In 2015, an email was received by the prosecution.
The most important piece of evidence was a recantation of a witness. She has since died, but she really did a good job documenting her recantation, so we believe it to be a very credible recantation.
It changed her view on the entire case.
Let's just call it what it is. This is wrong. And everyone that works in this system must find a way to do the right thing now. The right thing is getting Mr. Strickland out.
Even with all the evidence, her first attempts to free Strickland failed. I guess it's not easy when you're fighting against the same people who helped you put him there in the first place.
Incredibly difficult this process is. Even when the prosecutor is on your side, it took months and months for Mr. Strickland to come home. And he's still going to come home to a system that will not provide him any compensation for the 43 years that he's lost. That's not justice.
They did eventually get there.
Couldn't be me.
And with freedom at his fingertips,
man.
He just wanted to do
coming after everybody, bro.
Well, I mean, I hate people to hear a 62-year-old man say this, but I'm a mama's boy, and I got to go see mama. I got to go hold mama's hand, yeah.
But Attorney General Eric Schmidt had his way of slowing it down, causing that one last wish to be taken away. His mother died 2 months later.
Procedural hurdles caused his case to be delayed and later dismissed. His mother
Sliding
passed
on
away
everybody.
on August 21st.
Sliding on
They can't
everybody.
bring back Mum, but the people of Missouri and abroad decided that they can help in another way.
He's been out of prison for more than a week. The GoFundMe has raised more than $1.7 million.
1.7 million? It doesn't equal 43 years, but I do think that will help keep him out of a cardboard box. And maybe a little more.
You know, I've never been on a beach, not even a man-made beach. And I want to go out far in the ocean where you can't see any land, any direction. And not just go out there, but get in that water. I want to feel the power, of God's creation. I want to feel that water.
I always say, bro, like this dude got locked up when he was 20, came out at 63. So that's 43 years, right? 4 decades in prison. This man is coming out with the same, I don't want to say the same intelligence, but he went in there with a 20-year-old mindset. And he's coming to a new world. 2021, this guy got freed. So if you do the math, he got arrested, about 1980, 1979, roughly. My math is incorrect. Imagine 1979 to 2021, and you tell me the significant difference in life. Everything is different, bro.
Stunning development in a murder case NBC News has been following for nearly 3 years.
On our way to see an inmate by the name of Richard Rosario.
Rosario was convicted in the 1996 murder of teenager George Colazzo in the Bronx. His story has never changed.
Did you shoot him?
No.
Why are you here?
Sometimes I'll hear about a case that sounds so outrageous. It makes me wonder, what if it's true?
One of two things was true. Either Richard was innocent or I had a law enforcement officer lying to me.
I'm never gonna lose hope. They have to take me out of here in a box. I'll never lose hope, no matter how long I'm here.
June 19th, 1996, in the Bronx, New York, 17-year-old George Colazzo was gunned down in cold blood. 2 weeks after the murder, his friend and a food cart owner who witnessed the crime were asked to look through a lineup of photos. The man they both picked out, 20-year-old Richard Rosario, who was in Florida State at the time of the murder. Unbeknown to Rosario, he was now a wanted man. He gets a call from his family explaining being wanted by the NYPD.
As soon as my mother told me and I spoke to my sister, I spoke to my wife and I found this out, I just came back.
But not back to what he expected. Within hours, he was handcuffed, arrested, and considered the sole suspect in the murder of Colazzo.
He did turn himself in that night, and he did give a statement to police where he names 13 people who he said could confirm that he was in Florida, and he also gave them a copy
He wasn't
of a
even in
bus
the same
ticket
state.
showing that he had taken a Greyhound bus from Florida.
So
how do you convict a man that wasn't even in the same
names,
state?
Addresses, phone numbers of the people who could place Rosario in Florida on the day of the murder, then how did the jury find him guilty 2 years later? Well, if you're not a fan of corruption or injustice, you might want to look away. The newly joined Exoneration Initiative managed to get Darcel Clark, the new district attorney, to re-examine the case. What they found was downright dirty.
Wow.
Well, yeah, after I spoke with the alibi witnesses, they all told me that no one from the NYPD or the DA's office or anybody ever called them. He gave a statement to the police and gave them names and addresses and phone numbers, including yours. Did anybody ever call you?
Not a single phone call. No one from NYPD called me just to confirm if what he was saying was true.
He probably had some shit lawyers.
Thoroughly interviewed a number of witnesses, his alibi witnesses. We interviewed our witnesses, just every single angle we looked into. I don't feel now that I would be able to prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. And that is the burden of proof that I must satisfy.
But what she didn't mention was one, the detectives withheld the fact that George's friend could not pick Rosario out of the lineup, and two, the food truck witness didn't even see the gunman in the first place.
As his family looks on, Rosario is led into the courtroom, shackled.
We can see that the defendant did not receive effective assistance of counsel. We consent to the release of the defendant on his own recognizance.
The jury is still out on the DA's office with regards to this wrongful conviction.
Lawsuit.
I hope that she would do the right thing.
Lawsuit would have been thicker than a bad bitch,
bro.
bruh.
I've been in prison for 20 years for a crime I didn't commit. My family didn't deserve this. I didn't deserve this, nor the victim's family or the victim. And I hope this this conviction is not just vacated, but exoneration is given to me.
Now there's one more moment you need to see, but this one comes with an interesting request.
20 years.
Rosario did the unthinkable. He asked for the murder case against him to remain open until his name is clear.
The public should know the truth. The families of the victims should have that clarity and that peace of mind that, you know, a murderer is not in the street and that their son received the justice that he deserved.
If I had to spend every day of my life in prison to prove my innocence, I would have been prepared to do that. I'm innocent, and I'm gonna always be innocent no matter what the justice system does.
Smith was a bus driver for the Lorain County Head Start program.
Should be
She
pissing
took
me
the
off,
kids
bro.
to daycare and drove them home.
This should be
Everything
pissing
was
me off.
fine until a call from her boss.
It was May 7th, 1993 in Lorain County, Ohio, when Nancy Smith was going about her daily duties as a bus driver. Little did she know, her day was about to enter a head-on collision with a level of injustice which left her in pieces. The catalyst of this collision, another typical Karen.
That is when they told me that a mother on Friday had made allegations against me saying that I did not take her daughter to school and that I had molested her daughter. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then the nightmare began.
The mother claimed that the kid was taken to Joseph Allen's house, who was also described as Nancy's boyfriend.
I've never met him, I've never talked to him, I've never even seen him.
Then came the trial.
First of all, you read the trial transcripts and the police records, and the children are changing their story.
I mean, when you're innocent, you don't think that, that people are going to believe these lies. You just trust your justice system.
Nancy and Joseph were then sentenced 15 to 90 years for child sex abuse.
I was thinking, who's going to take care of my children?
90 years?
So, if Nancy claims she had never met Joseph before, then something here isn't adding up. Someone isn't telling the truth. Well, remember that Karen we mentioned, the mother of the little girl? Meet Margaret Grodin.
How was school today? And she goes, well, we didn't go to school today. We went over Joseph's house to play games, and then I knew something was wrong right away.
That was Margaret getting interviewed by local news stations. But she didn't stop there. Margaret also called upon all the neighboring parents and threatened Nancy with jail time. She also went as far as going to the mayor of the city, pleading for Nancy's arrest. The motivation here? Financial.
What?
And to solidify her investment, she stooped even lower.
I've actually never seen anything like that in my entire life, where the parents and the officers are telling them who to pick.
We can see the parents and police officers pointing specifically at Joseph in the lineup, indicating to and leading the child witness with their selection. Your stomach will drop as we reveal there's no line these people weren't willing to cross.
It's sort of sick to say, but people, it appears, were making these allegations for monetary gain.
The bus company was sued, and the parents received millions of dollars. So, case closed, right? Another unjust conviction that ruins an innocent woman's life? Not quite.
But I never gave up on hope. Never.
In 2009, she appeared before Lorain County Common Pleas Judge James Burge.
It was a judge with fair morals and, believe it or not, a technicality issue.
Because the original paper convicting her wasn't filled out properly.
So this was really just a technicality.
Judge Burge did something unexpected.
He overturned the conviction. Earlier this year, Nancy's dreams of clemency came true.
Judge Burge said, "Stay free." Nancy Smith broke down after court.
Horrible. It's the worst feeling that you could ever have. To think that
bro, I would have been looking for that mom ASAP.
Until you've been in my shoes,
ASAP, I would have been looking for that woman, bro.
The pain that this has caused me and my family.
The raw emotions are clear to see, and who can blame them?
And to Ms. Smith and to Mr. Allen, I want to say that I apologize to you, especially for what was done to you and to your families as a result of this ill-conceived prosecution.
I don't need an apology, I need money.
It'll always be with you. It'll never go away. I might be home and I might be free, but am I really free? This is something that I'll live with for the rest of my life.
Bro, that shit crazy, bro. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I wouldn't wish that shit on an op, bro. Not time in prison for a crime you didn't do. Not time in prison for a crime you didn't do, and all you getting is an apology, bro. I'm coming back. I ain't gonna front. If that was me, I'd end up back in prison. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Because I'm hunting them down. I'm hunting them down, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you guys. I rock with you if you rock with me. It's your boy Gabos, man. Hit the subscribe button. The boy's gone. Out here locking up innocent folks. The times we live in.